What up, y'all? I'm back with another video. Today, I just want to give y'all my opinions on who the best player in the NBA is. I'm gonna give y'all a top 20 at that. So, I'm excited. I'm excited to make this video for y'all because I feel like I want y'all to know where I think and how I think in terms of basketball. So, if you enjoy, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, all that funky business. And if you enjoyed it, you don't want to drop a like. That's cool too. If you didn't enjoy, let me know so I can improve. Alright, let's get straight into this video. I'm going to be using 2K's rosters to show y'all, just give y'all something to look at. Alright, y'all, here we go. We coming in hot. For the start of this list, we starting off with Paul George at number 20. Now listen, some people might think this is low, but some people might think this is the right spot too. This is my opinion, I'm basing this off I'm basing this off the conclusion of the 2023 season, not their past or anything. It's like at the start of 2024, these are the 20 best players. Things can change, and I'm not trying to predict the future. I'm not saying that these are the best players at the end of 2024. I'm saying right now. So things can change. And if Paul George is on the floor for more than 40 games, more than 35 games, then yeah, you might get bumped up. If they make a playoff run, you might get bumped up. But for right now, he has to be where he has to be because of the circumstance. And we're not going too far with this next one. We're staying in the same roster. And you might say Kawhi at 19. But yeah, I got Kawhi at 19. Just almost purely based off the fact that he doesn't play. He didn't play in the big games, so at least the 18 players ahead of him are playing basketball in the big games when they count. But if Kawhi can bounce back, then he's Kawhi Leonard. Like, I'm not discrediting anything he's done in the past, but for the 2024 season, there are 18 players that I'd rather have on my roster than Kawhi Leonard. And I feel like that's not too far-fetched to say. All right, let's move on. Number 17. And here we are, number 17, with Trae Young. Some people might say too high, some people might say too low, but you could find something to complain about this entire list. So have at it. Debate. That's what is subjective. That's what basketball is all about. Be able to debate the players, have fun, enjoy. But yeah, I think what Trae Young can bring to you on the offensive end, if you get a right roster around him, there's a chance that he can put it together and really take you deep in a playoff run. He's still developing, young kid. I just think the talent, the range, the playmaking, the availability, if he was at all viable on defense, he would be scary. Very scary. And that's about all I got to say for Trae Young. So, on to number 16. And at number 16, we got Luka. I'm trolling you. We got Kyrie coming in at 16. This isn't the Kyrie who was playing with LeBron James in 2016. It's not him. He hasn't been in a deep playoff run in years. The talent is still there. But for me, I need to see Kyrie put it together again because it's been so long. Call it recency bias. I call it reality. He's not playing at the highest stage the same way he was with Bron. Can he get back there? We'll find out, I'll be wrong or I'll be right. But, Kyrie is Kyrie. Everyone knows who he is. He's a bucket. He got the best handle of all time. I'm not discrediting Kyrie, putting him 16. I don't think that's too far off of where a lot of people going to have him. But that's about all there is to say about Kyrie Irving. Getting into the top 15 here with Jaylen Brown, one of the best two-way players in the league. I think him and Tatum are just a phenomenal duo, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do with this new reconstructed roster. But Jaylen Brown plays 70, damn near 80 games a year. He's young, he's efficient, he's just a bucket. Like, he's a pure bucket. If his playmaking was a little bit better, and everyone's going to talk about his handle, I could see him going up higher. But a lot of people discredit him because he's the second best player on this team. But I don't think you can. I think there's no way you could call this man a Robin. He's his own Batman, but we playing with two Batmans. So it's like you really gonna try and pin a Batman on Kobe and Shaq, and that's not me saying one of these two is Kobe or Shaq, or they're both Kobe and Shaq. They're gonna be the same duo. But come on, like, they both alphas, and they both put alpha outputs onto the NBA basketball court. Jaylen Brown is a bucket. He's better than the 5 players I have behind him for their own reasons and comparisons. But that's all I have to say for Jaylen Brown. Let's move on. Number 14. Coming in number 14, we got Donovan Mitchell. In the prime of his career, I'm expecting big things from this man coming up. I think he is a special player to watch. Special build. Look at, got the 6'10" wingspan, on only standing at 6'1". He can get you a bucket. He can play make. He can defend. He's an underrated defender in my opinion. Holds it down at the one spot. But Donovan Mitchell has been the same player for a long time, and I think he has to get over that hump in the playoffs. Very disappointing series to lose against the Knicks, but he's still got the talent. I'd say he's better than Jaylen Brown, but not by much. And yeah, Donovan Mitchell's game speaks for itself. I don't have to say too much. Coming in at number 12, I believe. Andy, where's number 12? Maybe this is 13. I'm not too sure. Spam L's. But yeah, it's Ja Morant, man. Special athleticism. Special scorer. He gets it done. He plays winning basketball. He finds a way to win. Even without being too much of a defensive presence, he finds a way to get wins. He's on a good team, but he leads them, and he's been leading them since he's been a young leader. You know, that's very impressive. If it wasn't for the lack of defensive, if there was a little bit more defensive presence there, then I think he cracks the top 10. But he is one of those players who needs to get over the hump, and obviously all the off-court issues. I think pairing him next to Donovan Mitchell is a very, very good spot for him. Now let's move on to our next player. Okay, coming in at number 12, we got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Team Canada's very own. He's just such a phenomenal player, deadly from the mid-range, underrated defender. He gets a lot of steals. You can check the stats. He gets a lot of steals. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander kind of just bursted onto the scene recently in NBA history. It's just, I'm excited to see where his career goes, and I'm excited to watch the Thunder this year. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, that's number 13. Moving on to number 12, my personal favorite player in the NBA, Damian Lillard. He's been my favorite player for a minute. You know, he is who he is. He's going to be shooting from the logo from somewhere this season. I don't know if it's in Portland. I don't know if it's in Miami. I don't know if it's somewhere else. But Dame Lillard is an offensive juggernaut. He's another one of those guys that I wish had more of a defensive game. But I think he's still ahead of that young core of superstars who still need to prove themselves in the playoffs. But the guys ahead of him who have proved themselves in the playoffs, I feel like they've leaped him at this point in his career. He's older, a little less athletic. But at the end of the day, you can't say too much negative about him because he's Damian Lillard. Just outside the top 10 at 11, we got our first Phoenix Sun of the video. Hint, hint. There's going to be another one. But yeah, it's D-Book. I think one of the most impressive playoff performers in recent history. Lost that championship to Giannis. He's been there. And I just think the lack of athleticism and lack of defensive ability kind of just puts him behind 10 other guys in the league. But he's one of the most skilled players in the league. But based off pure skill, he is nasty. A certified bucket. Simple. Here we go, cracking into the top 10. If you made it to this point in the video, I appreciate y'all watching, taking my opinions, and I hope you give me your opinion down in the comments yourselves. But coming in at number 10, we got the playoff Jimmy himself. Jimmy Buckets himself, two-way, absolute demon, straight up savage. When it comes to that playoff basketball, he got that Jordan mentality, that Kobe mentality. You know what he's going to do. He's going to provide. He's going to perform. He's going to provide what you need on the offensive end and defensive end. Very talented player. Unfortunately, he beat my Celtics this year and ripped my heart out. But we gonna get back at him. That's pretty much all you gotta say about a guy like Jimmy. Move on to number 9. And we got our first of back-to-back Lakers here. I'm going Anthony Davis at 9 and LeBron James at 8. Give LeBron a break, you know. He's standing there at 40. But Anthony Davis, it's the availability issues, you know. Another one of the most skilled players in the league, but he's a dominant athlete and a dominant defender. If the availability was there, his 2K overall would be higher. And he could probably win an MVP, but who knows if he'll ever be able to put it together to that level. He's still a champion. But at the end of the day, I think there are 8 players who give you more and are more valuable than Anthony Davis. Now to speak on Bron, he is who he is. He's second best player of all time. It's just too bad that his career is coming to a fading point where one day we're gonna get ready for the start of an NBA season, and LeBron's not gonna be there, and it's gonna be a weird feeling, but we'll get used to it as I spin through the rosters. Anyways, let's move on to number 7. And at number 7, we get the Slim Reaper himself. Shout out KD, man. Just been an absolute bucket his whole career. I think he has a lot to prove this season, and it would be nice to see him go out and win one. But I don't know if it's gonna happen. I guess we're gonna find out. KD, you know, I feel like besides this next person on the list, he is the second best of that old core that I grew up watching. And with that being said, let's move on to number 6. And at number 6, we got the chef, Steph Curry, man. At this point, I feel like he gives you more than KD. I think he's proved himself more than KD legacy-wise to me. And he's Steph Curry, man. What can you say? Inspirational. And let's crack into our top 5. Starting in our top 5 here with Luka Doncic, the Slovenian killer, man. He been killing dudes since he was a baby, and they was grown men when he was doing it. That man is a problem. We'd like to see him go a little bit farther in a playoff run as the guy, dropping 35, 10 and 10 in the playoffs, really proving himself and putting his foot in the door, solidifying himself in the top 3, top 2, top 1 discussion. But for me, he's not there yet because these 4 guys ahead of him have pedigree and current dominance that the rest of this list don't have. All right, here we go with our number 4 guy, the MVP of the league, Joel Embiid. No holes in his game, right? He gonna be there. We need to see it in the playoffs. And for that very reason, I'm dropping on this list. But after the season he had last year, you can't take anything away from him. You gotta get him at least in your top 5, and for me, he's 4. Which means we're going to crack into number 3. Number 3, he's in the thumbnail. We get the 50 ball himself, Jason Tatum. Let me stand up for y'all because y'all got to see. Of course, I'm going to rank the man a little high, you know. Celtics fan. But yeah, I think he's an absolute complete player. It's been amazing watching him grow and develop. But he's not the best in the league yet because he don't got no hardware, right? Hopefully this is the year. Coming in at number 2, and only 2 because there's a man on a mission at number 1. An absolute silent killer at number 1. But he's Giannis. What more do you have to say about Giannis? He's just phenomenal. An absolute unicorn. So grateful I get to watch this man hoop. And you already know number 1's coming, man. Where is it at right here? Highest overall in 2K. Gotta be number 1, right? The comparison I made to Jokic when I thought of this video was he is the only player in the NBA who you can compare to an NFL quarterback. He is Pat Mahomes. Because he don't play a lick of defense and still control the win. That's all, you know. Special player, special talent. And yeah, that's my top 20. Again, my opinion is my opinion. I hope you guys can resonate with my basketball knowledge and try and maybe teach me a thing or two that you know, and maybe try and point me in the right direction. Maybe put some respect on me. But yeah, hopefully you agree. Hopefully you disagree. Hopefully we concur about it in the comments. Anyways, guys, I hope y'all had a good day, and I hope y'all enjoyed my insight, and hopefully I got y'all thinking about your top 20. Check me out on Twitch. I'm gonna be live streaming tonight, a couple hours. Tomorrow should be getting the stream going as well. If you got to this point of the video, thank you for watching. I hope you stay well. Peace.